Question 8b, determine if each statement is always true, sometimes true, or never true. Equilateral triangles are similar. So what they're saying is that every single equilateral triangle in the world is similar to every other equilateral triangle. Okay? Well, what do we know about equilateral triangles? We're going to pretend like this is an equilateral triangle. Oh, that looks so perfect, don't you think? And we're going to pretend like this is also an equilateral triangle. And we're going to pretend like this is also an equilateral triangle. Now, we know that equilateral triangles all have the same side length. Okay? Sorry, excuse me, I'm going to rephrase that. Equilateral triangles, all three sides of an equilateral triangle are congruent to each other. So these three sides are going to be congruent to all three of these sides in here, but they're not necessarily going to be congruent to these three sides here. So if this is 5, this is 5, and this is 5. All right, now, what else do we know about equilateral triangles? Well, if their angles, if their sides are the same, then their angles all have to be 60 degrees. Okay? Equilateral triangles are also equiangular triangles, which means that all of their angles are congruent. Okay? So this would be a 60-degree angle, this would be a 60-degree angle, and this would be a 60. Same thing here, 60, 60, and 60. Now, we also learned that triangles that are similar have angles that are congruent. So I have 3 angles here that are congruent to their corresponding angles here that are congruent to these angles here. Every equilateral triangle is always going to have 3 60-degree angles. So that means that this is always going to be true.